Yeah. All right. All right, we live now, y'all. I'm giving y'all a chance to get into your watch parties. You can share from the NYCHA page. Make sure you got your notifications. Sorry we're late. We had something big planned. It was big, y'all. We was going to do Zoom, right? We was going to go Zoom. Remember we was going to go do Zoom?
Yep. We'll be going Zoom next week,
yeah, next
for
week
sure.
Zoom,
big shout out to Kristen Hackett for helping us set it all up.
Kristen did that, the other day, right?
Yeah.
Big shout out. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start my watch party real quick. SAUNDREA, you got a notification? You good? Okay. Yeah, welcome to the NYCHA show. It's going down. Please start your watch parties. We're doing a little different this week. We are actually broadcasting from the NYCHA Facebook page right now. So, bear with us. New situation, new things.
All right.
Stan, you got a notification?
Check my phone.
You're going to have to share from your page. Yep. NYCHA in the building. I got the flyer up just to let you know that we're here.
You share it on your page.
Got it? You shared it to me? SAUNDREA Coleman?
Yeah.
You shared it to me? Or whose page is it on?
This?
No, the NYCHA.
I'm sharing it from my page and from the, I got it streaming on different pages.
Good.
Here we go.
We got to give SAUNDREA Coleman, the expert, involved. Got it? There you go. All right, I'm going to share it to my page right now. Share it to the page.
Here we go.
Ooh, here it
And that's the music I like.
I had to play that for you.
Thank you.
I was like,
it's yours though.
She likes it.
It's yours though.
I'm going to play it.
Thank you. So we found our own.
Yeah, so we're going to do some shares. Media share. That. Let me do a share to Boulevard.
Don't come on my. I don't know why it doesn't come on that.
Okay. Yeah, we almost there, y'all. Just give me a second. Get all live notifications.
We're out for next week.
Yeah. Get all live notifications on. Okay. Yes. So we're just getting set up, y'all. We almost there. I'm just letting you know that we're in the house.
If you scroll down.
Start the watch party on my page. Just get it all blasted out. And don't forget to turn your...
So, actually, is that it?
Turn your stuff down.
And I can share that to my page. So how it's all right?
And you don't forget to turn your volumes down so you don't get the slap back. I'm almost there, y'all. I'm just sharing. Once I get there, then we're going to hit the button and we're going to go live broadcast. Started. All right, y'all, you ready? All right, everybody hooked up? Oh, let me open it. And all right, y'all. All right, y'all. Hold on. Oh, let me get down to business. Okay. All right, okay. We're gonna welcome you once again to the NYCHA show. And this week, we are finally not broadcasting from Stan's page, but we're actually doing it from the NYCHA page. So I want to do that. Yeah. Also, big shout out to Kirsten. Next week when we come on, we're going to be able to have people actually zoom into the show.
Yeah.
That's big. That's
absolutely
big. So if you have a complaint or something, right, we're going to send out a Zoom link. You will be on the screen. People will see you. You can take your phone, walk around your house, and show us what's wrong with the apartment and all that. So that's going to be tremendous.
But they will be muted.
But it will be muted.
Yeah.
Or is it redacted? What are we going to do?
Muted.
Muted. It's going to be muted. Good. But we'll see. So we want to see. SAUNDREA, what's going on? What's happening this week? What have you been doing? Because you've been busy.
Oh, my goodness.
I've been seeing you. I mean, go ahead. Just go. Come on.
And it's been a busy week in the fields of being a comrade in the struggle. We have a press conference coming up, the Homesizers Coalition, on Thursday. Is that July 30th? Can you see that flyer? I believe it's the 30th.
Yeah. Is that the press conference?
Yes.
Yep. I thought that was right there.
We have that coming up at 1 p.m. We're actually with the courts with our lawsuit that we filed on December 13th, and it's been going on so far. NYCHA, we filed contempt charges against them, so a complaint. So we go to court the day before, and our presser will be the day after, so we're getting that done. Also working with the Upper East Side Vigil regarding Black Lives Matter.
Oh, let's hold on.
Yeah, we could show that flyer. We can do that. That's every night at 7 p.m. We have some phenomenal people come out and speak. I am one of the organizers of that. And we've had Stan Morris. We've had our guest from last week, our phenomenal guest, Reverend Gregory Seal Livingston.
Good Reverend Doctor. Oh,
Reverend
man,
Seal Livingston. Hey, big shout out.
Yeah, so we just, staying busy in the community and getting things done. A lot of census awareness, but we'll talk about more things as we go on. But yeah, come out 86 East End Avenue every night at 7 p.m. We're out there strong.
Awesome. Stan Morse. And I know we have a special guest in the building. Yes. I know that. We've been promoting the show all week. Stan, what's been going on with you since last week? What you been doing? What you been up to? Let's talk, buddy.
Yes, again, my name is Stan Morse. I'm from the Justice for All Coalition. Big shout out to my comrades in that coalition. It's been a very, very busy week, and I'm sure SAUNDREA can attest, and all the activists out here can attest. It seems like there's more work to do now than ever before because our communities are in so much pain. So we've been giving away food. Big shout out to Sugar Ray, and we continue to do Queensbridge Fridays where we give out food, and we're doing the same thing now at Ravenswood. And big shout out to Astoria Mutual Aid. Now we're going to be able to give out 200 plates of food at Queensbridge and Ravenswood 5 days a week. So now we're trying to figure out how to build capacity to do that. But it's been a lot of blessings. People really reaching out.
I'm just going to shoot. So what is the what do you guys? What's on the menu?
Oh wow! Usually it's actually cooked food. It's not like a box of food or something. It's actually I think this week we had vegetarian food. Because Sugar Ray is a vegetarian, so he wanted to make sure he wasn't feeding the community bad food. So we was able to feed them that, and it's been really good. And we're anticipating a lot of folks being able to get help. A lot of people really need. It's really tough out there, especially now during COVID-19.
Yeah.
A lot of people are suffering. So our work now is changing. To actually help folks in this way, in addition to the activism.
So interesting enough, you have something coming up, a community meeting,
yes,
check-in,
yes,
something like that?
Yes. So now this is on Tuesday, 7 o'clock. We're going to have a Zoom meeting. Everybody's welcome. If you're interested, you can either inbox or call, email One Night if you're interested in joining, or you can actually email me directly at stanmorsej48@gmail.com. So if you want to get the Zoom link. So we hope folks can tune in. Whether you live in NYCHA or not, you should actually check these meetings out and find out what's going on and get involved. Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. That's great. All right. So guess what? Special guest. What's going on? What's your name? Introduce yourself. Let's talk. Come on.
Give us some.
Hold it. Oh, you know what? Nah, you get the beat.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So, my name is Lisa Vasquez. I want to start off by saying thank you to SAUNDREA and Stan for, giving me this platform to come out and speak today. I'm grateful for y'all. I'm here today to speak about racism in NYCHA and in the Department of Education and how these systems all intersect with one another. So a little bit about me. I'm originally from Harlem, from East River Houses.
Right.
I moved to Staten Island to South Beach Houses in 2015.
Okay.
I have 2 children, Jasiel, who's 5, and my daughter Jasmaya, who's 8 years old. And, you know, ever since I moved to Staten Island, our life has been a mess. You know, I think everybody in New York City knows Staten Island is the most racist borough. And it's been a struggle, and it's still a struggle. It's been an ongoing struggle for the past 5 years. You know, when we first got to Staten Island, I thought it would be, you know, something good, you know, a change of scenery, you know, get out the hood type thing, you know, because I've pretty much been living in the hood all my life. I mean, I still live in the projects, but South Beach Houses is not really, you know, it's not like Harlem projects. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it would be, you know, a change of scenery. I thought it would be good, you know, and shortly after that, I was surprised at how racist and discriminatory the borough is. I mean, you know, I'd walk into like the supermarket with my kids and stuff, and you know, you get these side eyes, and I'm like, yo, what's up with these
Lisa,
people?
do me a favor, lean a little closer into the mic.
That's
There you
better?
go. Oh my God, much better. Go ahead, keep going now.
So yeah, you know, it started off like that, and in 2015, well, 2016, my older daughter, my daughter Jasmaya, she started attending public school in Staten Island. She entered kindergarten at PS 46, which is on Reed Avenue in Staten Island, and you know, I immediately noticed like everybody in the school is white except for the students. So they got all the project kids going to that school who are mostly black and brown children, but they don't have any black or brown teachers or faculty or staff. So I was very, you know, that's like disturbing. But back then, you know, I wasn't as like active as I am today. You know, I was more of like giving people the benefit of the doubt. I wasn't really well informed, I guess, because, you know, growing up, nobody teaches you this stuff. You don't learn about institutional racism and stuff in schools. They don't teach you that stuff. So I wasn't really woke back then. You know what I'm saying?
So what was the first incident that actually kind of brought it to the forefront to you, that you were like, hey, there's something going on?
The first big incident that happened was the abuse, the verbal and physical abuse of my daughter at the school at PS 46 by a white teacher. And I took that to the attention of the principal, who was related to the teacher.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And these people are still there. The teacher's name is Laura Soma, and the principal's name is Andrea Maffeo. They're still there in that school. They're still employed.
Call them out. That's
the principal, Andrea Maffeo, she was like, you know, our teacher wouldn't do that. You know, I've known her for a long time, and I'm like, you know, at that time, right, like, I'm a single mother, so I had my daughter, but I also had my son, who was a baby at the time, right? He's strapped to my chest. I was a breastfeeding mother, so he's crying. I'm stressed out. Like, I don't know what to do about this situation.
What was the accusation that was made against the teacher, actually?
So the teacher thought my daughter said the word gay when she was trying to pronounce the word gray, because my daughter has a speech impairment.
Okay. Right. How old is she at the time?
She was like 6.
Yeah, come on. You gray, gay.
Right.
That's great. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But the thing is, the definition of gay in
It's
the
happy.
dictionary is happy.
Right.
So even if, but see, there goes the homophobic part. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
in Staten Island, not only are they racist, but they're very homophobic too.
Okay.
So
Now, was the teacher gay? Was that, or just because
No.
he just felt as it was like if it was a cuss word
It's
or
a
something?
child. Come
Yeah.
on.
Hey, I'm just trying to figure out where
Yeah.
he's at.
No, the teacher was a female.
So-
She thought that, you know, my daughter was being derogatory, but this teacher knew that my daughter has a speech impairment, which prevents her from saying the R sound.
Right.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if she was saying grape, it would have sounded like
Gape.
gape.
Right.
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 She omits the R letter, the R
Oh.
sound.
Okay.
So then I escalated to the superintendent, Anthony Ladico, who I'm demanding be fired due to his
Call him out.
complicity.
Call him
Due
out.
to his complicity around the ongoing abuse, racism and discrimination of black and brown children in District 31, Staten Island education system. Anthony Ladico back then was the superintendent. Since Carranza came into office, now he got an elevation, so he's the executive superintendent now.
Okay.
And beneath him is Vincenza Galacio, who was also at the meeting when I met with Ladico. I'm calling for a complete overhaul of District 31.
Okay.
Complete overhaul from top to bottom, because they are all rotten. They're inherently racist. That administration is inherently racist, and they need to be taken out of there.
Wow.
I mean, Staten Island, a lot of people don't realize, but Staten Island unto itself is probably more racist than any other part of the city,
Absolutely.
really.
Yes, it is.
A lot of people don't really realize that, because they think the
Absolutely.
Wu-Tang come from there, but
Right.
Wu-Tang from another part.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Wu-Tang comes from a very small part of Staten Island. So
that's
there,
right.
There's a very small part of
of
Staten
black
Island.
population.
Right, but the rest is all Blue Lives Matter, Trump supporting folks. I mean, we done had marches and rallies out there,
Wow.
and we got Black Lives Matter folks, and then you got the politicians and the rest of these people doing Blue Lives Matter stuff. So not only is the Department of Education in Staten Island racist,
The electeds.
but the elected officials
Call
are
'em out.
racist too,
Right.
right? So when this incident happened, I was ignored by the principal, I was ignored by the superintendent, I was ignored by Carmen Farina's office. She was chancellor back then.
Wow.
And then I was also ignored and continue to be ignored by the elected officials. So my city council person is Stephen Matteo.
You're
My
well informed.
assemblywoman is Nicole Maliotakis. The congressman is Max Rose. I
Okay.
done reached out to all of these people.
He's a Democrat, right?
Yes, supposedly, but we don't. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
know.
He's not acting so democratic.
Exactly.
By ignoring his constituent, who's been reaching out to him for a while now, which is me. I'm that constituent.
Wow.
What I like about you and how you're speaking, and because I preach this a lot of times when I'm doing the show, and I'll say, you gotta, and I guess all activists say this, but you're doing it. You gotta know who your politicians are.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you're calling them out by name,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is the thing that I'm preaching to people. I'm like, listen, you gotta get to the person, the next person. You go to the one that's closest to you. Or find out who your assemblyman is.
Right.
Right.
Your council person, your councilman,
Sure.
councilwoman, and you keep on going down the line till you get what you want. So you're really well informed and well documented right
Right.
now.
Absolutely.
Now, I think I saw a picture of you in the newspaper or something, in the Daily News, or was it your daughter in the Daily News?
Yes. So
Tell me about that article.
I'm just gonna backtrack a bit.
Okay.
So after that abusive incident happened, my daughter sat home without an education.
So they didn't let her back in school.
They did not give me an alternative option,
Okay.
and she couldn't go back there because that was traumatic for her. You get what I'm saying? And they were not trying to hold that teacher accountable. I made complaints to the Office of Special Investigation of the DOEC. The problem is we can't expect these people to hold their own people accountable. The Office of Special Investigation is a Department of Education branch. That's like asking the police to police themselves.
Right.
It's the same system.
You police
it's
yourself
just
with your,
different names.
with your drinking buddy. You know what I'm saying? You'll all go out anyway.
You know,
yeah.
so it's like
Institutional racism.
absolutely, it's and our life has been like it's a daily agony. What keeps me going is just
It's a
speaking out.
systemic.
It's just keep speaking out about it. So she sat home, and she briefly attended a charter school. She sat home from January 2017 till September 2017 because District 31 did not give me any alternative placement options. I just started Googling, where can I put her that doesn't go by zone? Because they're so racist, they are very stringent with the zoning process, with the
Yep.
schools in Staten Island. They will not take you if you're not zoned for this. So that school, I was told that school is my only option, which now come to find out was a lie. That's not the case. They
Yeah.
can't do that.
Right.
So she briefly attended Success Academy, which was another disaster situation. They weren't implementing the IEP. And in November of 2017, we had an IEP meeting where it was determined that she needs a non-public school, a state-approved non-public school. So they made a deferral to what is called CBST, which is Central Based Support Team of the Department of Education. See, I didn't even know these acronyms back then. I'm sitting at these meetings, I'm coddling my baby, my son, my little one who's 5 now, and I'm just like, nobody ever explains to you, this is what this is. They don't hold your hand and walk you through the process. And intentionally so, because they want you to get overwhelmed, they want you to not know your rights, and they want you to just, walk away, just shut up and accept it. And
whatever
then,
they give you.
But for me, it's like I couldn't just sit there and. So after that meeting, though, she sat home. And they were like, we'll contact you when a school becomes available. And I was like, none of it was sitting right with me. I didn't want her to leave the charter school. I wanted her to stay there. I wanted them to provide the education that I knew that they could provide, that they were willfully refusing to provide. See, these people, it's not about lack of resources, or the education system has billions of dollars in funding. The Department of Education's problem is not a lack of funding. It's a misuse of funds. The same thing with NYCHA.
Sounds like NYCHA. I was about to say that.
It's
Sounds
a
like NYCHA.
misuse of
Same thing.
funds, right?
Systemic racism all the way around.
Systemic racism with NYCHA and the DOE, and ACS and NYPD. I mean, those are the top 4 oppressors of people of color. NYCHA, DOE, ACS, and NYPD. And all of these 4 systems work in conjunction with one another to oppress and suppress low-income Black and brown people.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to say that again slower. Because I want them to get that. Because what you said was powerful. You joined, and it was like, I just felt that. You joined all 4 things together.
Right.
And now that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Of course. Say that again, please. Who are the oppressors? Go
So
ahead.
the top 4 oppressors of people of color are the Department of Education, NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority,
Bam.
NYPD, New York Police Department, and ACS, which is the Administration for Children's Services.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's deep.
that's like
real.
when you walk out your door, you're still in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go to school,
You're
you're not
there.
safe. You're in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Right.
like, that's a lot. Keep going. Go ahead,
Scary.
go. Yeah.
So these agencies, they all work in conjunction with one another, and they all need to be overhauled and built anew. I mean, there's no fixing these systems. They're all inherently racist. They was built to separate, to divide, to destroy, to oppress. They're not for what they make themselves out to be. You get what I'm saying? They weren't built to serve the people.
Wolves
they
look
were
like
built
sheep.
to meet the status quo,
Right.
and that's exactly what they're doing. So when people want to say, reform NYCHA or reform the Department of Education or reform, the police,
Right.
there's no reforming these systems that are inherently racist, that were built like this. The systems are doing what they were built to do. That's what people need to understand.
Right.
That's why it needs to be completely torn down and built anew. It needs to be grassroots involvement,
Community
community
engagement.
engagement,
Yeah.
right? Not this bureaucratic political system that
Right.
they got in place,
Right.
especially in the Department of Education.
Right.
There's no reason why Richard Carranza, who's the chancellor, is making over $250,000 a year, and Jasmine is still sitting home without an education.
Exactly.
And they got the nerve to say they don't got no funding.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you now. You mentioned that your children are not in school now,
They're
and how
not.
long have they not been in school?
So I know I keep going kind of all
Oh,
over
don't
the
No,
place.
no, but
hold
that's
on one
fine.
second. I
Sure.
want to address the room. Hey, Cynthia. Cynthia, she says, political power equals racism. That's what she says
Absolutely.
there. Yeah, that's what she
Absolutely.
says.
We need
Wow.
to remove political power. We need to take away mayoral control over the Department of Education. Why is the mayor and this chancellor and all these bureaucratic positions? They're just making bank off of our children.
Exactly.
Especially the special needs children, because guess what? These districts get more funding
Yeah.
for them
Yeah.
IEPs, but there's nobody monitoring to see if these services are actually being provided. So you know what happens with the unused dollars? They make bank.
Yeah.
That goes in their pocket.
I'm
They're
gonna tell
not
you something that's
spending it in the
interesting about
schools.
that, because my daughter, right, who is bilingual, right, and I mean she's 30 years old now, but when she was going to school, her mom spoke Spanish and didn't really speak English, right? So they always saw her mom that would go to school, and they tried to do that thing where they put her in special ed because they get more funding for special ed, right? Because my daughter took an exam. The choices were A, B, C, and D. She wrote E and then gave an explanation. And you know what? It wasn't that
Right.
bad.
She's thinking out
right?
the box.
She thought outside the box.
Right.
So they called me into the school.
Intelligence.
Yeah, they called me into the school, right? They called my wife in, right, at the time. And she said, I need you to come. So I come in. And they're there, and there's a little Filipino lady here. And they're all ganging up on her, right? I'm watching them gang up on her, and I'm just sitting there. I'm watching this transpire because I want to know how I need to move. And they gang, because, you know, she needs to do this, and she needs these services, and so on and so forth. And I said, stop. I said, hold on for 1 second. You're trying to say that my child needs special education because you're assuming that she's bilingual. Y'all haven't even heard me speak. I said, I'm going to tell you something. We speak English in my house. I speak English. So then, little Filipino lady, right? God bless, all right, whatever. She did this to me. She went, what you don't she did the quotation joints. What?
Uh-oh.
I said, listen, you just got off the boat yesterday. This is my country, and I don't need you doing this to me. That's number one. Number two, my daughter is intelligent.
Right.
I said, here's the deal. Let her take the test. I said, and when she passed the test, you're going to leave her alone. So I let them, they did the exam, and she was fine. And they were like, okay. They didn't even say, you're sorry. But the deal is this. They gang up on you.
Yeah.
The principal's there, the psychologist is there, right? There was a
And
whole
they all
thing.
make you out to be the
bad-
problem,
right.
the bad guy,
That's
right?
right. They
So
try to
that-
make you the problem.
That has to stop, and especially when they see, a young single mother, right? I
100%.
don't look like a soccer mom. I'm tatted up. They
Right.
probably like she a gang member or something
Right, sure.
like that. You know, they
made an assessment.
and now we're talking about Staten Island, so we're not even in the city somewhere. We're not in Harlem. We're in Staten Island,
Right.
where
Right.
these administrators are gung ho blue lives folks and Trump supporting people. You know, those type of mindset of people. So they're looking at me like, we don't gotta help you, you know. So when even the superintendent, I sat there with Anthony Ladico in a room, and when I expressed to him what happened to my daughter and showed him pictures of the bruising on my daughter's arm from his teacher, from his employee.
Wait a minute, wait. The teacher hit your kid?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Physical-
it was
physical
verbal
abuse.
and physical
Are you
abuse.
serious?
Absolutely. I have all of the evidence. I have all of the receipts to this day, and to this day, we still haven't gotten any justice. You know,
No
Anyway,
prosecution
they
or
try to
nothing.
any
weigh you out.
prosecution, nothing.
Okay.
And I actually
We
called,
gotta work on that.
I had called the police to the school. See,
Move forward.
NYPD does not
There you
do
go.
NYPD doesn't do what they're supposed to do either, because that's a
They're all
child.
working
They were
together.
supposed to. They all work together. This is what I'm saying. They all work together.
But we know if those bruises would have came at home, they would have took your child.
ACS would have been
That's the
called
problem.
and all
That's
of
the
that.
problem.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna work on that.
Yeah, but
We're gonna
why
work on
did
that.
what was their reasoning for hitting your child? I just want to know. Why would a teacher ever
So
hit a
the
child in the
teacher
school?
grabbed her and kind of shook her and was like, you know,
The
you
force.
cannot say. She told my daughter, you can't say that. You go to kid jail. You'll never see mommy again. So the force was so
She said
strong.
Kid
Kid
jail.
jail.
They
Yes.
started. They messing with our babies.
She did it so hard that it left, you know, because
The
my
bruising.
daughter's fair skin, and it left like thick bruises on her arms. I took pictures, and when I went the next day to speak with the principal, I took my daughter with me and purposely put a short sleeve shirt and then her jacket because it was cold outside. It was winter time at the time, so she could see. I said, "Go look at my daughter's arm." You know, she's like, "Oh, she might have bumped into something." I'm like, "That's not no
gosh.
bumping into no nothing. It was fingerprints."
Did you
on
take her to the
hand."
hospital?
I Absolutely. I
Okay.
took her to the hospital.
So you
I
got the
took her to
you got
pediatrician.
you got
I have all
documentation.
the paperwork. I have
Okay.
documentation through the roof. I need an attorney. If there's any attorneys out there
Yeah.
that can take this,
We need to do some petitioning
I
and stuff.
really
yeah.
need an
We gonna work on
attorney
that.
because at the time I didn't really know, right? Like, so I didn't know what actions one would take and who do you call and what do you do and anything with the city. I found out later on. It's like it has to be done in a timely fashion. But my thing is there could be the argument is that the abuse and discrimination is still ongoing because ever since that incident, my daughter has not received an education. And in 2018, I filed a due process complaint against the Department of Education. So an aggrieved party of the, when your child isn't being educated and getting the services that they need, you file an administrative hearing.
Right.
A due process. That's not for monetary damages. It's not a lawsuit. It's a basic. Well, it's not basic. It's a hellish kind of system. But it's a due process complaint. You go before an administrative hearing officer, which is a judge. This is a lawful judge, right? So I did that in May of 2018.
Yes.
We got a decision in October of 2018 by impartial hearing officer John Farrago. He wrote a 75-page order against the DOE. He found them for, in wrongful violation of depriving my daughter of an education.
Yeah.
Setting.
So he confirmed that her rights have been violated via that administrative hearing order, and the Department of Education was ordered within 30 days to effectuate a school placement and the services that my daughter needs. Now, again, that's October 2018. We're in 2020.
Wow.
Not a minute of those
Unbelievable.
services have been implemented. They have not abided by the order. This is a legal order by a
So
judge.
They should be
But
found
the
in
problem
contempt.
is-
Do it.
But the problem is, see, the administrative hearing officers get their funding from New York State Department of Education and New York City Department of Education.
Okay.
So what they did was they stripped them of their power to have jurisdiction to implement the order. So once they issue that order, they don't have jurisdiction to enforce the order, which is absolutely ridiculous. But it was done intentionally to deprive parents from pursuing the implementation of the order, because the only way you could get that administrative hearing
Counsel.
order implemented is through filing an injunction in federal court.
Yeah, you need counsel. Yeah.
So you need an attorney. I mean, just to file the injunction is $400.
I just
want
to I want to deal with something in the chat room. John Coleman says, "Good job, Auntie."
Oh. Hey,
Keep up the
nephew.
good work,
Big John calling
And then
from.
also, you have a GoFundMe account, right?
Yes.
That you're
Yes.
doing. What is that about? Because I'm about to post that in the chat room.
So we have a GoFundMe. The GoFundMe would be used for special education services, an attorney, basic needs like rent, food, things like that for my children and myself. Because not only is the Department of Education depriving my children of an education, but they're also depriving me of
Right.
pursuing my own education, pursuing my own career. I haven't been able to
can't go to work.
keep up
Right.
with work because I'm full-time caretaker to these children.
Exactly.
That they are depriving of an education, right? They're
Right.
supposed to be in school. They're supposed to be getting educated. They're not supposed to be sitting home with me and I can't work and I have to, so, and then another thing is, right, like, so we live in NYCHA and everybody knows NYCHA don't make no repairs.
Right.
So
You gotta be home for the
there's
repairs,
There's
right?
there's just no escape. There's
Right.
no escape from these systems and their intentional infliction of suffering.
And then
'Cause
they
that's
say you don't want to go to
what
work.
they
You're
And you
like,
want to go to school too,
okay.
right?
Yes. So
Tell us about that.
So I'm
Yeah,
actually I'm actually a CUNY student. I hope to return this in August, but I will not be able to return if I do not get my children situated,
Yeah.
right? Because especially now that things are a little different due to COVID, like these
Child care expenses and all that.
it's really really rough. So
Sure.
I hope one day to become an attorney myself.
That's right. That's how you get them back.
That's right.
But I had they're really while they deprive my children of their education, I'm being deprived of pursuing my own education too.
Right, in your career, yeah.
I need help. And this just can't continue. And the thing is, like, I've reached out. We've been failed by on every level. Every opportunity of interceding has been lost, has been failed.
Yeah.
So, like Jamani Williams, for instance, since we're talking about politicians.
Oh, Jamani
Let's
Williams,
go.
call him
Public
out.
advocate.
Jamani Williams done came and got in a photo op with my daughter, and I met Jamani Williams in person, and he said,
Did nothing.
he said that, that's crazy, we're gonna help you, and he had his groupies around, so he was loud about it. He's like, we're gonna help you, so and so, come take down her information, and I'm like, I got your information, I've been emailing you.
Yeah.
So you came in.
Lower your mic down just a little bit. So we can kind of
That's
push
good?
it that way, kind of.
That's good?
Yeah, and lean over, because you know why? We want to see your face.
Oh, okay.
Someone just texted me, they're like, lower her mic, and I thought it was volume, but no, he was like, just lower the mic so we can see your face, and then just bring it back towards you again. And please continue with the Jamani.
And please, so Jamani Williams. Go ahead.
So
Call him, please.
Jamani Williams,
Go ahead.
Get him.
Jamani Williams was like, he came in for the photo op, and he did the whole peace
I
thing.
seen
That's
the
like
picture.
his signature move. And he said he was gonna help me, so I'm like hitting him up, and I put him on blast on Facebook on my page. For whoever wants to go see it, it's on my Facebook page, which is my name, Lisa Vasquez, and also on my Instagram, which is _quest for justice. And I put him on blast, and I was like, hey, now that you've met my daughter in person, because I've been reaching out to Jamani before he snuck in for that photo op with my daughter, because this was at a rally, and my daughter had her sign up, with the Daily News article, and he was like, oh, let me come over there, and he's promised to help me, and to date, he hasn't. And so when I put him on, when I asked him, when I reached out to him,
Is that picture right there?
no, that's not
Of
it.
the Daily News article? Is that the Daily News
That's
article?
That's the Daily News article. That's the sign that my daughter was holding, but that's not the picture with
No, we'll
Jamani.
talk about that.
Right, that's a whole
But I
other
just wanted to
story.
show
That's a
you-
whole
that's
other
a
story.
whole
That's that don't
Okay.
got nothing to do with.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was like, I've been reaching out to Jamani since before he snuck in for that photo, So then I hit him up on Facebook, and I started tagging him. I'm like, what's up? Like, you say you're gonna help me. You're not responding to me. Your office is, and his office. There's this lady called Beverly there. She's very nasty. She is so nasty. I called that phone like a bunch of times, and she was
Really?
like, well, Mr. Williams doesn't have to talk to everybody, And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm his constituent. I'm asking for an appointment.
Yeah, I voted for him.
I voted for him as well.
And
I
not
voted for
only
him
did
too.
I vote for him, but I was telling other people to vote for him. So
So
I
did
was
I.
giving him free press, campaigning for him, damn near, and he's ignoring me. You get what I'm
Public
saying?
Right.
advocate.
Yeah.
This is the public
title.
advocate.
Who doesn't
This
show
is
up for
New
no
York
NYCHA
City's-
stuff or nothing. But go
I know
ahead.
you were saying that, yeah.
So so I start hitting him up on Facebook, and he had his people block me. He blocked me
Yes.
on Facebook.
Tell
this
it.
is all on my Facebook. And I wish I would have sent you. I wish I would have sent you this stuff. So
What
you
about
could put
Twitter?
him
Is
up
he
there.
blocked on Twitter too?
Well, I put him on blast on Twitter. So if anybody wants to go look at my Twitter to see that he was put on blast, it's LISAVAS 73. That's my Twitter handle, and my Instagram is _quest for justice. So
Hold
after
on. Can I always address the chat? I always try to address the chat room a little bit. So Cynthia said COVID-19 has become the political excuse for all systemic
It
failure.
sure has.
right.
They use
Right,
that
that's what
for
you said.
everything.
they
Yep.
use that for everything.
Yep.
And also in the chat room, I just want you guys to know that I put up your GoFundMe account
Okay.
in the chat room. So donate anything you can to it. Right? It's you can see it says One NYCHA, and then it says the GoFundMe is right there. 9 Justice for Jasmine. Jasmaya. There you go. So that's there. So it's in. I want to make sure you understood that that's there.
Right.
We're taking care of business, baby.
Any amount helps.
Help is
even
on the way.
Even if
Yes.
it's $1, if everybody could donate just $1, anything goes a long way.
Yeah.
And so back to Jamani Williams, he blocked me on Facebook, and I saw him at City Hall a few weeks after that. At Occupy City Hall was happening, and I was there, and he was on the other side of the street. See, he didn't want to come and be with the people. He kind of was like making himself kind of known to, I guess, get his photo ops in and hurry up and get up out of there. So I seen him, and I'm like, I went up to him, and he's like, I'm like, I'm still blocked on Facebook. Like, he was like, somebody's gonna reach out to you. Someone's gonna reach out, and I'll tell them to unblock you. And then after that, so he acknowledged that they blocked me.
And so he knew
How
that.
do you block a constituent on Facebook? I thought their pages are public forums.
Yeah, but their team, and you know what I find, and I realize that they get offended, the team, but it's not to you. You're just working the keyboard. It doesn't matter.
Jemani told them to block me.
But I'm saying he has a team that run it because
Right.
he responds quite a bit on Twitter. So some of them pretty much have a team running
This
it,
was on
and they can
Facebook.
do that. Yeah, but their social media, some of them,
Right.
their handles, and they're getting offended for what?
Yeah.
If I'm running your page and somebody's messing with you, I get to go back and forth or just stand down. But why would I get offended?
Right.
It's just crazy.
Right.
It's insane.
You got a
Weak
call.
people.
You got a call.
We got a call.
Yes, you do. Hold on. Let me. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on, you got a call. Okay.
Who it be?
I'll tell you when.
Hopefully Cynthia Tibbs calls in today. We didn't get a chance to speak to her last week, so
I'm
hope she
just gonna
calls
speak
in
for a minute,
today.
'cause I got something. Hold on. Would you like to pair it in? Yeah, come on. Why is it not? Why is it not coming out? Why did it unpair? I'm putting my speaker for a second. Okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
And while you're doing that, I could just say for
Shout out.
Jemani, he's
Oh, hold on.
doesn't come to he's having a panel for NYCHA residents, of which you was on a panel.
Yes.
And in that whole panel, still to this day, hasn't spoken about his views on privatization of NYCHA. It's like you can't get the information out, no matter how no matter how you ask the question.
Right.
So we've had our own experiences with him, and it's
And I felt crazy in the room
Right.
on that panel because I was the only one speaking about RAD giving some solutions about against to stop privatization, and they had other people on there saying why it's good.
And we had to
all
fight
this
to get
craziness.
that.
I think your call is in the room. Hello?
Okay.
Do you hear him?
Hello.
Caller.
Hello?
Hi.
I hear something.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you? Hi, Miss Vasquez. How are you?
Hi, I'm well. Who's this?
My name is Hollis. I just sent you a message on Instagram. I want you to hit me up. We're going to take this where it needs to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are you an
I
attorney?
appreciate that.
No, I am Hollis. I was on your show. I was on the show like last month.
Okay. You was on our show?
Maybe you.
Maybe Rock show.
Yeah, I was on your
You was on the Rock Logic show?
The real discussion,
The real
maybe?
discussion.
Rock Logic show.
The real discussion?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So well, how can you help? I mean, what
Yeah.
are you doing? How can you help her?
I do film and video, and I know a ton of attorneys, and we can
Okay.
make this movie go where it needs to go.
Okay.
All right, we need to talk to you about a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. Definitely get in touch with Lisa, but we need to document so much. So if you are a filmmaker and all that kind of stuff, yeah, we need that kind of support for sure.
Yeah, tell Rock Logic to give you my information,
Okay.
and Ms. Vasquez, I'll send you a message on Instagram.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you for
so
calling.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
One
got
night
you,
you're
man.
doing
One
it
night you-
again.
Well, that shit happens again.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how we do.
Yeah.
It's going down.
That's great.
I see you, Money Mike, back there.
That was my man Hollis.
Okay.
Okay.
Now Hollis is that's my boy. Damn, Hollis. Damn, I didn't really Hollis. He does stuff with the Bill Clinton Foundation.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got pictures with Bill Clinton
Awesome.
and all that stuff. And last month he came on with me. We had a really powerful show. What we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about mentoring kids and all this other stuff, and we were building. My man Ralph Matos is the one that introduced me to him. And we really connected. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't catch his voice, and I'm sorry, Hollis, because I didn't have on headphones, so I couldn't hear you. I didn't bring my headphones in, but tremendous. Whoa, we got somebody else calling.
Okay. We can hear it
That's
now.
our day. All right.
Who's there? Who there?
Hello.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hello.
Yes, this is Cynthia Tibbs.
Hey,
Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Hey!
What's up, Cynthia?
Our NYCHA expert, amongst other things.
We love when you call.
Amongst other things.
You're
Yes.
always a wealth of information.
I was going to say, I've seen what Lisa has been going through. I'm actually on Twitter. I see everything she's put up. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I have all three. I've seen all the issues. Unfortunately, when you're in the political arena, they all back each other.
Yeah.
Which is why you need outside sources to help represent you, because they won't tell you how to navigate the system. They won't tell you how to navigate NYCHA or the Board of Education. It is set up to fail you.
Right.
As far as your NYCHA issues, because I did read on your GoFundMe all the problems you're having and how they're overcharging you. Again, COVID is their number one excuse on why they can't get things done. However, you have the Justice Center. You have Lincoln Square Legal Clinic that is currently giving advice and representing you in court right now for any issues if NYCHA is overcharging you on your rent.
Wow.
There are many.
Cynthia, can you
And
can
a
you
lot of
inbox
people
me
don't
that?
know that.
Can you inbox me that on Facebook?
Yes, I am.
Information.
I'm going to send it to
See,
you.
a lot of
But-
things is a lot of issues though that I'm having is like the Manhattan legal services and stuff that the like the Lincoln Square people. I don't know if they take Staten Island clients. A lot of these people have told me that their funding is only for Manhattan residents, or like, you know, if you call like people in Brooklyn, they're like, oh, you know, like pro bono attorney services like Legal Aid or you know, Brooklyn Defenders, things like that. They only service that specific borough.
Wow.
So I mean, please do inbox
from
me
what
any
I
information you have, and if they,
I will
definitely
send
reach
it
out.
because
Thank
you attend the City College, correct?
QB.
In Manhattan.
Yes, yes.
So that
BMCC.
should automatically make you a part of Lenox Square. But I will find out for you. And if not, the Justice Center should be able to reach out to you. If not, there's housing conservation and coordinators that has attorneys. They should be able to reach out to you. And if not, inside every housing built inside the courthouse, there are legal representatives that are set up that are waiting to help you. And a lot of people don't know that. When you go to take a judgment against NYCHA, and you have to do the first process is file your papers, there are legal representatives with their tables set up right up there.
But see, in Staten Island court, the services are so few and far in between. There's literally only, they got Canva, they got Legal Aid, they got Legal Services, and that's it. Those are the three agencies in Staten Island Housing Court. And on any given day, the Staten Island Housing Court on a Tuesday, which is when NYCHA goes to all NYCHA cases in Staten Island happen on a Tuesday. So you walk up in there on a Tuesday on Castleton Avenue, the housing court on Castleton Avenue. There is about 300 to 400 people at any given time. There's no standing space sometimes. There's no sitting space. And another thing with that courthouse,
This is crazy.
another thing I want to put on blast with that courthouse is a few months ago, like before COVID, I had went because you know I have a NYCHA case pending where they haven't made the repairs. I mean, this is not the first time they've done this. Last year they did the same thing. They kept harassing me, putting letters under my door saying that I owe them rent. And I'm like, I don't owe y'all no rent. You know, like where did this come from? You know, and it's like it's retaliatory. And I saw like what happened to Sugar Ray's
Yeah, Sugar Ray's mom. Yes.
and the same thing has happened with me because Stan and Justice for All sent out a letter to NYCHA for repairs on my behalf. And shortly after that, that's when I got the notice under my door.
I didn't know that.
Letter of
Saying
complaint.
that, yeah.
So what did it say?
Saying that I owe them almost $4,000 now
Okay.
because they illegally
time out.
raised my rent.
Yeah, go ahead, Cynthia.
Okay, and time out, because you're not the only one they do that to. And as far as getting your rent calculated, you don't have to get it calculated in Staten Island. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Lenox Hill calculates your rent, regardless what borough you're in.
Okay.
They are located in Manhattan, but they have people from Brooklyn. They have people from the Bronx that come down, and they calculate your rent, and they print it out for you after you bring in your W-9s or your 1040s or whatever you have, and they calculate your 30% of your rent. And that is considered a legal document that when you have to do your recertification every year with NYCHA, you submit that form, and it's considered a legal document showing what your rent is supposed to be. Because there are many housing assistants out here and many managers out here that don't know how to correctly get to the 30%. And they get over unless you know how to counteract it.
Right. And I hear so many tenants
That
complaining
has
about
nothing
that.
to do
There's
with
an
a
issue.
borough.
It's an issue. That's a big issue.
Listen, I had a whole clinic. We teamed up with Lenox Hill Square before COVID. And we had residents come from everywhere. They even came from Holmes and Isaac. And they learned how to recalculate their rent. And those that brought their forms, the lawyer sat there and did it for them.
So
And it's
Cynthia,
nice to
are
still
they
do-
dealing with
yes.
tenants now? Can people go now during this during COVID-19? Are they
They
seeing
cannot
people?
go there, but they have an active number that you can call into, and someone answers it and will help you.
Okay.
Because the majority of them are working from home, but they do have a general number where it connects you to a live person.
Wow.
And
That helps with just that problem. Because since COVID has started, many tenants are getting these letters saying that they owe $4,000 in rent and $5,000 in rent. And Lisa, you're not the only one that's got a GoFundMe up asking for money for rent. That's not acceptable, because you can get it redone over, number one. And number two, there are plenty of agencies out here now that are helping with rent hardships where they pay up to 4 months of your back rent.
Right,
Because
as a matter of
COVID
fact,
started. Yes.
Cynthia, as a matter of fact, you're right. Because a cab driver, ironically, I was in a cab, and he actually sent me a link, and they are paying 4 months of your rent. Absolutely, it was
Yes,
for
they
the
are.
city.
Well,
It's for the city.
There's a lot of red tape
Yes.
around those things, but my GoFundMe is not
There
for
is.
rent.
Right,
It
right.
is for it includes rent, right? Because moving forward, I need to pay rent, right? So the GoFundMe, I want to correct that. The GoFundMe is not just for rent.
Right.
The GoFundMe is for
I
basic.
know that. It's for rent, it's for
day-to-day
education, it's for
needs,
food, it's for
special-
everything. I get it. I get that. I get that it's for everything. Unfortunately, so many people now are cash strapped. If you can get a resource to help you along the way, then whatever you get from the GoFundMe to go for the things that you can't get resources for. That's all I'm trying to point out.
But-
Don't use money. Don't spend undue
All right.
money on
Well,
something
I just wanna
that you can get a grant
I want
for.
to comment on that.
Let Lisa-
I
yeah.
would appreciate. I would have appreciated if you would have inboxed me this. Because we're friends on Facebook, and you like all of my all my posts. I'd be seeing you. So just please send me the information. Whatever you just mentioned here, I would have appreciated if you would have just inboxed it to me. But to be clear, the GoFundMe is me. It's a public outcry to the community.
Right.
I don't want to deal with these governmental NGOs that exploit the people. These people get billions and millions in funding, and they do not help the people. These so-called non-government organizations, and they're all it's all a political game. So if we're going to talk about politicians failing us, let's also talk about these agencies that they fund failing us. So that GoFundMe is an outcry to the community, because I've seen some amazing things happen at City Hall. Right, City Hall had Occupy City Hall. They were getting food donations, clothing donations.
right.
So my thing is, who takes care of us? We take care of us.
Right.
Our communities can
Right.
take care of each other.
Right.
I don't want none of these politicians to further exploit my situation and my children's situation. I don't want these organizations to further exploit us, because that's what they do, and they do not help. I've reached out to those agents. I've reached out to so many agencies. I have a whole notebook full of agencies that I've reached out to, and to date nobody has helped me. This is a SOS. This is a PSA.
Right,
It's
right,
a SOS.
right.
It's a public outcry.
Right.
I need help
Right.
from the community, the people.
right.
You know, if folks could donate $1, I would appreciate that. These agencies are useless. The politicians are useless. The systems are useless, and they do not help. We help each other.
But there's something I need to deal with here.
We do. But while helping each other, like you said, we have to force them to spend this money. If not, it goes in their pockets at the end of the year.
Well,
What you
I'm
gonna say, Rob?
depleted.
Especially the
so
mayor.
I'm so
Okay.
depleted.
Cynthia, I have to
with
put up a
reaching out to
picture.
people.
Hold on for 1 second, because I got about 15 minutes to get it done, and I want to make sure I got here.
Can I say announcement real quick?
Because do the announcement.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's just one announcement. So before you get off the phone, Cynthia Tibbs, our confirmed guest next week, our very own NYCHA resident expert is Cynthia Tibbs next week. She's coming on.
Looking
So give
forward
us
to
some.
it.
Hold
Looking
it.
forward.
Cynthia
Give us
Tibbs,
some.
you coming
She's
on the show
scheduled to
next
come
week?
on the show next week. Say, come on, hit her.
Cynthia, you coming next week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, girl. What? Wow.
Yeah, she's
Cynthia,
confirmed.
you coming next word? Really?
She's
For real?
confirmed. Yeah. So we gonna get off.
You
so
know,
we
you know, I was
I go on
stalking you
next-
at that rally. I said, Sandrea told me, she says, Cynthia was at a rally, and I said, oh, tell Cynthia I said hi. I said, tell her I
Was
said
it
hello.
But
But
district
I
attorney.
gotta move into
rally?
something, but I'm gonna
It
give
was
you a
a-
call as soon as I get off, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem.
I
Okay.
said
Okay.
bye.
Yeah, she was at the we was at a
dope.
meeting with the district attorney.
So, because I want to get into
Big
this,
meeting.
because this is another thing that was happening that I think borderlines. I don't want to say the word, but
that's a
This
problem.
is exploitation. Let's
that's
call
what
it
I
for
needed.
what it is.
No, I needed that.
It's
but-
exploitation.
But, but I'm a little bit more graphic in my language, and I didn't want to say it, but
Hey,
I'm just-
Stan,
there you
come
go.
on.
So this
look at
guy.
This. Go.
So this is how we came about this picture. Kristen actually, she was
Right.
helping me formulate some, social media posts or whatnot, and we came across this. The guy. Can you read me the guy's name? I can't see
His
it from
name
here.
is Lev Raiden.
Lev
Raiden.
Raiden of Pacific Press. Okay, he is exploiting my daughter. So he went ahead. Lev Raiden, right there, you see it right there. So this is on Shutterstock.
Oh, sweat, yeah.
Yeah. So he took a picture of my daughter and then he titled it "Protesters Occupy City Hall Park for the 5th Day." First of all, my daughter has never occupied no City Hall. I was at City Hall, but this specific day, we were actually at an education rally calling for, funding education. That there were speakers speaking at City Hall. So we were physically at City Hall speaking, but we was not there occupying the park.
So
okay?
wait, so the way he's got this picture framed up, I just want to get clear that you guys slept there for
Right.
5 days, like Occupy Wall Street
With
and all
her
that. Is that what
child.
you're saying?
That's how you interpret
Yeah,
that.
hold on, wait.
So
With
he's not only is he lying,
and he's making money.
but he's
Right.
he's charging
$200.
$200. So
Pop.
that's actually
You see it?
that's exploitation. I never gave him consent to take my daughter's picture.
Getting sued,
'cause
buddy.
I've done the Shutterstock thing, right? Where I've had to, I'll buy a picture or something, and you pay about $200 for the photo, if it's a nice photo. And so now he's making money off of your daughter
Absolutely.
and not giving you any money.
But
Didn't
I-
even have
I
no
don't-
consent?
And you didn't even give
doesn't
consent.
He doesn't
That's right.
have my consent, and I
Right.
want him, Lev Raiden, he's on notice. I'm putting his ass on notice right here today. He better stop immediately. That needs to be taken down. I never gave consent. That's my child. She's 8 years old.
That's
He has
exploitation.
no permission, and I would appreciate the public, also spreading this.
Yeah.
Spread this like
Wow.
wildfire, because if he's done it to my child, we don't know how many other children that he has pictures of that he's selling. So that's very exploitive, and those type of things are very dangerous because you don't know. He could be selling the picture to the black market. All
Sure,
types of things.
yeah.
So,
I mean, that borderlines
Yeah.
some of the words that I wanted to use, but we aren't using colorful language
Exactly.
on
and
this show.
he's with the Pacific Press, so that goes back to how
maybe we can work on getting him fired.
Right.
How
right.
mainstream media has also failed us, right? Because that's a mainstream media.
Shutterstock, 100%.
Right.
Shutterstock. That's where you get all your pictures from. If you want to do like nice websites and stuff and all that.
But
I know
the
exactly what
reporter
that
is with the Pacific Press.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got two places to hit.
Well, we know they're liars. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Any lawyers listening, we need legal assistance. Any
this-
lawyers listening, I know
that's
we're
a-
trying to help get you a lawyer.
That's a
but any
lawsuit.
lawyers listening, please call in and help.
So we're moving into that hour zone.
Yeah.
So I want to catch any like real last remarks. What are you doing this week, Stan? What do you have going on? Let's go.
Well, definitely going back to Ravenswood. I got to talk about.
Can I do one thing?
Sure.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I want to go to that Tuesday thing in Staten Island.
Sure.
I think that's really powerful because here you have 300 NYCHA residents that are going to court on a Tuesday, and I think that's kind of an interesting place for a grassroots protest.
When the
really
courts
to
open
build.
back up.
Sure.
You know, like, hey, look, this is what's going on here. Y'all are here,
right.
and show the support. Justice for All being there, and Isaac Houses being there.
Holmes Isaac
Right.
Coalition.
Holmes Isaac.
And, you know, all there
Upper
supporting
East
this
Side.
situation, letting Staten Island know that you're not an island.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not alone.
Which is what Cynthia did, right? Cynthia's like, hold on, we could do this thing in Manhattan, baby.
Right.
We could do this in Lenox, right? Because I'm sure a lot of residents in Staten Island actually feel like Staten Island is an island.
Right.
That's how
And
I
y'all
met,
can only
that's
do your
actually
thing.
how I met Stan, because I was, I met him through, Justice for All, and Stan has offered to come out there
Yeah,
and
we're gonna build in Staten Island.
knock on some doors, and because there are people suffering with NYCHA and with the Department of Education. The thing is, there's no services out there that you can access, and
I think we have to bust
there's
a
no
move.
organizing out there.
Yeah, we're going to have to bust a move.
Yeah.
So
We
like
have to
with
create
the
something.
court dates, they will not give you another date. It is strictly on a Tuesday. So if you have like a
crazy.
medical appointment,
Right, you jammed.
yeah, it's like you can't even take care of your health.
Your
It's
own
your health
business,
or
yeah.
Or your apartment. So so we got to get out there to kind of get them out of there. And you got to understand, there's an island mentality, right? That Staten Island has always had, and that is they're not a part of New York.
Right.
And that's always been the case with that. And New York is, we don't treat Staten Island like they're part of New York.
Right.
It was like, yeah, there's 4 boroughs, and then there's that island that's over there
Right.
past the Statue of Liberty. But the deal is this: I think we need to get out there to make the islanders aware of services that they can get, for all intents and purposes, on the mainland. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? There's things that you guys can do, and I get it. You're in an isolated spot, so that's kind of how things work, and your mentality gets like that. But we got to go out there
Yeah.
and show support from the 5
Jocelyn
boroughs
Taylor.
Right.
that.
Right.
Once
Reverend
again,
Gregory.
this
Right.
is
Livingston.
Yeah.
We got a
this
team. We got a
this
team.
This
Yeah.
is one NYCHA.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
This
This
is
is
why we
one
do the
NYCHA.
show
This is
for.
one NYCHA show, right?
That's why we
Correct.
have the show.
Okay. Henceforth, Staten Island is part of NYCHA. This is one NYCHA,
Absolutely.
right? And we need to unify the borough. We need to
Absolutely.
unify Staten Island into what we doing and incorporate what we doing. And we
Yeah.
need to form an organization out there, right? That if it's you, Lisa, whoever it is that is the organizer,
I'm
just gonna
willing
say
to
it,
do it. I
right?
need help.
Well,
in
what
that
we- what-
organization.
what we gonna
we
do?
create an arm out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
We do like the Zulu Nation, right? The Zulu Nation had chapters all over the city.
Yeah.
Like, we got to do things. You
What
understand
we're
what
gonna
I'm
do
saying?
is
Some
we're gonna
organizers out there.
if anybody's listening,
Right.
Lisa and I will come up with a date to knock on doors. We need people to volunteer to help us to do
Yeah.
this work, because the work is a lot for
Justice
this
Center
organizer.
and
to
Old
it.
Barrio
Yeah,
could come out
come on
too.
out.
Some
Let's
Holmes
make
Isaac
some noise
Coalition, some more,
out in Staten
yeah.
Island.
Another thing that I want to speak on is, again, the racism in District 31 in the Department of Education. So I'll just wrap up with our kind of situation. So my children are still sitting home without an education, without services. The Department of Education continues to ignore that the administrative hearing orders. And overall, Staten Island has this lawless conduct where they feel they're above the law, and they get away with it. That's
Yeah.
what they do. They don't feel like they gotta follow the same rules and regulations that other boroughs have to follow. So another thing that I really need assistance with is organizing a rally around
Yeah, we talked
we're
about
gonna do that.
education, and not only NYCHA, NYCHA and the education system in Staten Island, calling out the racism and not a rally, but more of a protest, a speak out with some demands, right?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I have demands. I have specific demands. I'm calling for the firing of the superintendent,
Go ahead.
Anthony
Wow.
Ladico.
Yeah.
I want him to be fired because he has consistently failed my children and countless others. And another thing, there was a high school principal, Deborah Cunningham. This was reported on like all news media, outlets. Deborah Cunningham went on Facebook and went on a racist rant about Black Lives Matter stuff,
Right.
counter Black Lives Matter. She went on a whole racist rant on Facebook publicly.
And who is this now? Who is she?
She's the assistant principal of Newdorp High School in Staten
Wow.
Island. And guess what? She is in charge of creating the curriculums for the English language learners and the special education population. And
Wow.
guess who the majority of that population is? Black and brown children. So she's on Facebook making racist rants, and the media reported on it, but Ladico, the superintendent, nor Carranza, who always talks about equity and excellence but does not actually provide equity and excellence, they haven't taken no action. And it again goes back to the DOE basically, policing themselves. Oh, she's being investigated. Everything is, we're working on it. We're investigating. We're looking into it.
So I think what we're going to do, Justice for All and all the other coalitions that are in the city, we're going to have to do sort of a storming of Staten Island.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That we have to go out there
Yes.
and unify Staten Island
Right
the way that
around
we're
you.
unifying
Yep.
all of the other coalitions with the One NYCHA platform and what we're doing
Absolutely.
with One NYCHA. And we're in that zone. We got about 2 minutes left. Stan, any closing words?
I just want to shout out, I want to call out Ravenswood Management Office. I was down there twice this week. They've had about 6 different housing managers there, so nobody in Ravenswood knows who is accountable for anything. There's elevators that are not working in Ravenswood. There are gases out in several buildings in Ravenswood. It's horrible. So I got a call with the I guess the manager on Tuesday and the super with specific complaints of residents who did letters of complaint, and then we're gonna see what happens with that. But it's horrible. I see and I hear so many NYCHA residents complain about going down to the management offices, and the kind of harassment they get, and it's terrible. I saw it for myself. So Ravenswood, I'm calling you out.
Cool.
Okay.
My best friend.
Go.
Sis,
My buddy,
go.
my buddy. Okay. Lisa, thank you so much for coming out today. We really appreciate you, right?
Yes.
Give us some.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to give a shout out. Y'all see that beautiful logo we have, One NYCHA, our logo?
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Darius Weeks for creating our phenomenal logo. He did this several months ago when we came up, with the idea. We sat down and we had a vision, and he could be followed on Instagram, VRTU_OSO. He does great work. He does phenomenal logos. He's a young man, a millennial. He's a young man, and he's like $100 for a logo. He's powerful.
And it's excellent.
Also, Lisa will be speaking at the Upper East Side Vigil on August 7th at 7 p.m. I got her booked and locked in. I'm waiting on you, Rock.
I'm coming.
So she's going to be a key speaker. I'm still waiting on you.
I'm going to come like the fire.
Okay, because I want you to be a key speaker. And once again, remember, we have a press conference July 30th. If you want, can you throw the flyer back up again one more time before we close? 1 p.m. Y'all could come out and support. We'll be in the courtyards. That's 93rd and 1st. Holmes Isaacs Coalition. There's 2 developments on that campus. That's our flyer. That's our grounds. And we got some heavy hitters coming out. We have Jocelyn Taylor, mayoral candidate, will be speaking. Rebecca Lemort, Rebecca Lemort. She's running for City Council. Stan Morris will be speaking. Our brother Mike will be speaking. And
One of the co-founders of One NYCHA,
Yes, he
Michael
will be
Jones in
speaking.
the house.
Hopefully you could come out and support us. It's going to be deep. And yeah, that's it. So we see you next week at 4. What
4
you got
o'clock?
to, what
We
you
do
got
4
to say?
o'clock? Yeah.
Four-ish?
Well, let me handle the business of the
Yes,
show.
yes.
Number one, we're not only available on Facebook, we're available on Spotify.
Come on.
That goes up every Tuesday. Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Tuned In, any place you can consume your podcast, your podcast content. We're on those platforms also. So it's not just what happens on Facebook and on Zoom when we get to Zoom, but also the audio version of this goes out. People listening to it in their cars. They listen to like regular radio.
Right.
So I just wanted to let people know that because ESP had made a point. She's like, Rock, you're not really promoting the fact that you guys are on Spotify. You're on iHeartRadio. You're on all these other places. So I wanted to make sure that I got that business in.
And I listen to your shows on
Yeah,
podcasts too.
exactly,
Sometimes
right,
without seeing it, because I got it on my
it.
phone.
You
Yeah.
just pop it. Let's do it on your phone. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to consolidate all the shows into one place that we're going to broadcast from. We're doing Boardwalk Global Media Network, and it's going to be a website where it'll be the One NYCHA show, it'll be the Real Discussion with Rock Logic, ESP Speaks, Robin's show, probably Lay's show, the Raw Perspective, and it's going to come from one place.
Okay.
And then we'll stream out to everything else. I just want to make sure that we control the content.
Right.
Right? On Facebook, we don't actually control the content, and we barely own the content.
Right.
You know, we can't do certain things because we're on Facebook. So I'm in the process of building an actual full-blown network.
All right.
Okay.
All together. You know what I'm
All
saying?
Don't do it, brother.
Listen,
Let's go.
Let's go.
You know how I do when I say it, it's done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, you know, I say it's done.
Okay,
so
my buddy.
We about to be done. All right?
Okay.
So listen, want to thank you all. We see you next Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to have Cynthia Tibbs coming next Sunday.
Yes.
Yes.
And ESP on her show on next Saturday at 6. She has a historian coming in.
Okay.
And we're doing some sort of Black history
Nice.
sort of a thing, and we're talking about some really cool stuff. As usual, the Real Discussion with Rock Logic. I have no idea what we're talking about next week, but me, Robin, ESP, and Gary, we're going to figure that out. Cool?
Cool.
All right, I'll see
All
y'all
right.
next week.
Take us
4
home.
o'clock, One NYCHA.
Take us home.